Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome again back to the Earth, our mud fossil Gaia. Today, I love my dragons. Love dragons. But just like people, there are good dragons and there are bad dragons. And as a matter of fact, there's actually a lot of scriptural reference to God using fiery flying serpents to destroy the cities of sinners. So when we see all these, looks like melted kingdoms all over the planet, planet, yeah, I'm not going into the shape thing right now, but it's everywhere. And the one thing Jerry can't figure out is why they're melting from the bottom up. Well, if any of you have ever watched Game of Thrones, when dragons are attacking the city, they're aiming at the people in the streets. So your streets are going to be melting on fire, and then it's going to hit the buildings, and it's going to go up the buildings. Now, there's also reference in, the Archimedes' burning mirror, where there's also a few pictures of Roman soldiers standing along the edge of cliffs, aiming a series of mirrors to light the ships on fire. Well, they have a machine that directs sunlight to a little specific beam, and it melts brick. Fire brick, actually. I didn't think that it could happen, but it does. Sunlight will melt fire brick. So, whatever all these buildings were made of, I'm not sure. The one thing I know, everything in this system has to be grown into it. This Earth system, including the Earth itself. That's why they had to use Tiamat. They broke her up into pieces and they built the Earth upon her. Everything in this 3D matrix had to be grown into it before it became what it is. So the melted buildings does not dismiss the Titan theory. As a matter of fact, I think it strengthens the fact that these dragons are real. These dragons are real. Our folklore is riddled with them. In every culture, scriptures, and the stories are too specific and detailed across the cultures for them to have just been made up. These are not just someone's imaginary creature story that they're going to create. This was all based on real things that happened. And so I'm just trying to get to the bottom of the truth here, you know. It's apparent that some big catastrophic things happened. And who knows if dragons are real? Like, I think the evidence kind of speaks for itself now that they are. Just imagine the damage they could do, right? So what we're looking at here, this is in China. They have a story about a dragon, a fiery dragon, actually, who would eat little children and ravish the towns around Turpan. And eventually, a hero slew the dragon, and the dragon became the Turpan mountain range. So here we have another story of a dragon becoming a mountain. And when we look from above, we can now see the dragon. And all around the area where this dragon now lies are these melted cities, kingdoms, melted buildings, over and over again everywhere. So, you want to put Occam's razor theory to the test here? Okay, what's the simplest explanation? Well, This is what the story says. So, I think that's probably the simplest explanation. All these places around here were probably ravished by this dragon that now lies there, being the Turpan mountain range. So, I'm going to show you the dragon. I did not find this one. Knittigan, actually, Raging Reptilian, he found this dragon, and after watching his video on it, I had to go look for myself. And sure enough, that's a dragon, and he is cool. So, even though I didn't discover it, I would like to present him so that y'all can see what he looks like. Because in the video, he doesn't give an outline of the dragon. So, let me show you what the dragon looks like. And I'm going to take you in and show you some of these places here that have obviously been buildings that are melted. Whatever did this, the stories say that the dragon did it. So, you know, I'll let y'all make up your own mind. But, yeah, good dragons and bad dragons. Apparently this one wasn't so good. It happens. A lot of ancient cultures actually think that the first race of sentient beings here was a race of serpent beings, sentient serpent beings. So, who knows? So let me take you in and show you a closer look at this dragon, and I'll let you guys make up your own mind. melted buildings. So the story goes that as the heroes slew the dragon flew around the mountain range and bled all over it, creating all this beautiful red coloring. Which would kind of make sense why it looks like puddles like this, just like on the Yetzo Native American dragon. His blood actually petrified the sandstone and mud and everything that it seeped into, it turned to stone. So I'm really not sure if that's what's going on here, or if that's part of the dragon itself. Now, the hero also cut the dragon up into 8 pieces, which is why it's really hard to determine the other half of the dragon. The Turpan mountain range goes about from here, okay, from east to west here on my screen. And the one thing I can tell for sure is that this is his face. And this is his beautiful eye. This is one cool looking eye. And when you look down along the dragon, of course you'll see scaling. It's also said there are these ancient Buddha caves. There's 77 of them, and caves and grottos. And I wonder if some of these caves were buildings that the buildings just got melted and then they re-inhabited them.